Check, check, check. This is me checking the audio. Hey, Robert, can you hear me? There you are. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yep. Um, we are we're live on YouTube. I just need to remember to resume recording this before we start. I had paused it earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and yeah, just make sure you don't actually have, like, I don't know if you saw my message. Make sure you don't actually have the live stream pulled up anywhere else, because um, I have it pulled up right now, and I'm confusing myself right now. I
Try
had
not to get the glare in my glasses.
yeah, I had the live stream pulled up on the other page to make sure it was working, and there's a 30-second delay. And so as I started to explain to you, make sure you have the web page not pulled up on your end.
Okay.
I could
I
hear
don't.
myself because I had the web page pulled up on my end. So
Okay.
once you get started in a second, I'll just mute myself. But I'll kind of be like an engineer here. I'll make sure that everything's working.
Okay.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks.
Hey, Robert.
Can you both hear me okay?
And
Yep.
Okay.
Rob, are you going to start us off with this public hearing is now in session?
Sure.
I just figured we should have that planned out. Who's going to do it ahead of time?
Why don't you do it? I'll do
I
it.
might,
Don't worry
because I
about it.
might giggle. I may just have to take these off because I can't. Yeah, that's better. The glare is making it hard for me to see you. I don't know. They're supposed to be anti-glare glasses. No such luck.
I'm gonna go grab some water real quick so I can look like Marco Rubio.
You're fine. I'm troubleshooting the live stream.
Okay.
So I'll be back in 1 second as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Just in case, yeah. It's like Liz said she can't see the live stream on the page. It's having problems. So I'm going to add the link to the YouTube video just in case.
Okay.
So everyone can see it that needs to see it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, I believe that the web page now has a link as well. We'll double check.
Okay.
Looks like it.
And did we get any email ahead of time?
Not the last I checked. Let me check one more time now that we're here at time. I don't believe so though.
Okay.
We did not. I'm even going to check the spam folder just in case.
Okay.
Nothing anywhere that I see. And I will even keep the email pulled up just while we're here, just in
Okay.
case.
Just in case somebody emails in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and hit record. I mean, we can just wait until right at 7 to start. But I'm going to hit record now.
Okay.
Okay, we are recording. I'm going to mute myself, but if you guys need anything, I'll be here.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Thank you.
If I mean, I guess keep an eye on email, and if any comments come in, just let us know, and we'll definitely have them read.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we're following a format, but I will make sure that I will jump in when the time is right, or I'll send a message through chat here as well, just to let you know we have one. I'll make sure you get it. I'll make sure we won't.
Okay, thank you.
We won't ignore anything.
It looks like it's 7 o'clock, Rob.
It does. We're close enough. So, hello, everyone out there who is potentially watching. This is a public hearing on. Do we want to get the official language so that I can read that properly? I want to make sure that we cover anything from a legal perspective. Do we have that anywhere?
Let's see. I bet I've got it somewhere. This is a public hearing to discuss the matter of the petition to adopt the city manager commission charter for the town of Nolensville. The petition is requesting that an election be held to adopt this charter. And the provisions of that charter can be found in the Tennessee Code, annotated Title 6, chapters 18 through 22. So this is this public hearing is a part of the process of getting this item as a referendum on that ballot in August.
Okay, perfect, awesome. That's exactly what I was looking for. So with that, I guess I will say I open the hearing for public comments.
Perfect.
And then I will ask Daniel, do we have any public comments for the hearing?
We do not as of now.
Okay. Just to be safe, we'll wait 3 minutes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and we'll basically wait in silence and see if we get anything that comes in.
Yeah, I will let you know as soon as something comes in, if something comes in.
Okay. Rob, you're going to make me sit here in silence for 3 minutes.
Well, we want to be fair. We understand that we're in very different times, and we want to make sure that people can still say what they need to say, if at all possible. And I will say that we have had this published in a circulating newspaper, just as is required by Tennessee law. And we are also having another hearing of the same format exactly a week from today, same bat time, same bat channel, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Pretty sure that's correct. I know all of it's correct on whether or not it's going to be the exact same channel. That'll be a question for Daniel, but all of the other is definitely correct. So.
Okay, outstanding.
Yeah, we'll be in the same place. Just we'll have the link posted in the same place, and the video everywhere. All that will be in the same place.
Okay, great.
Sure. And there was like I mentioned, there in 2 separate papers that are in circulation, both the Williamson Herald and the Tennessean, the notice for a public hearing was placed last Friday as well, or last Thursday, I should say, and as well as this past Thursday. Is that also correct?
Yes, they've been in there for 2 weeks, I think, as of today. So, or maybe as of yesterday.
Okay.
My days are running together in quarantine.
Yeah, we all are. We all have that going on.
I feel like we should have some Jeopardy music playing in the background.
I hate I'm missing the UFC fight that's going on downstairs between my two children.
That's
I can
great.
hear them screaming at each other. Also part of quarantine.
Indeed. That's why I threw mine outdoors. Let the neighbors listen to them.
It's nice this evening.
It is.
Went out and walked and knocked on a couple doors and got some more signatures. As you know how that goes, Lisa. We've both been working hard at that, and it was nice tonight. You could walk and get hot, but it was cool enough to cool you off.
Yeah, it's perfect for it. Actually, I think with the ones you got and the ones I got today and what I already had counted up, I believe that puts us at 2,341. So
Outstanding.
Yeah, very close to our goal.
Yeah. Well, we have kind of gone 5 minutes. Daniel, are there any emails that have come in?
No, there have been no emails that have come in.
Okay, outstanding. With that, I guess I will declare the hearing closed, over. That's the gavel I got.
Right.
Do we want to have a conversation and have any kind of statements on our end? I know I would like to say something, but I'll let you have the floor, Lisa, if you'd like.
I'll let you get started, and then I'll comment when you're done.
Sure. So I ran into someone tonight who had already signed, and they mentioned that they were certainly concerned about one thing, namely they're worried about they're unsure about what could potentially happen with the change if it actually occurs, if the vote passes and stuff. Right now, our effort is not really focused on that. I will say that everything that we have done in the last 2 months is literally just to get this on the ballot and have that conversation about what would happen if that vote passes. With that, I know that there's been a lot of conversation about impact fees. And I want to say this first and foremost. There is no one out there right now that can say with definity, can definitely say, yes, we will have impact fees, or no, we will not have impact fees. Anybody that says otherwise that's not truthful. That's nobody knows. I can tell you that we are attempting to get rulings from various circuit judges. We've reached out to the Tennessee Attorney General. We are trying to get that hammered down. What I can say is that while that certainly needs to be looked at and discussed, that is also something that if we were to lose the impact fees, that is something that whoever is elected to the board, if the referendum passes, that would be something that they would need to work on. And I can also tell you that our state representatives, both Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson and our state legislator Glenn Cassida, have both stated that they are our representatives at the state level, and they will fight for us if we pass a resolution to get impact fees implemented if we happen to lose them. So even if we do happen to lose them, there's nothing saying that we won't be able to get them back.
Absolutely. I think because there's no precedent set, that's what makes people nervous. At the same time, because there's no precedent set, that provides us a great avenue to set the precedent for those impact fees to transfer over.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of language that says everything moves over, including ordinances. Our noise ordinance would move over, for example. Even the beer ordinance, as it was amended last night at BOMA, it would also move over. We would still have the 50% ordinance for that. Our tax rate would stay the same unless it was voted to change in our budget cycle for this year. All of that is our understanding is that it's going to remain. The only difference is we have a different constitution.
Right. And I think it's, it would be unusual for a legislative body to make it challenging for a municipality to charge an impact fee or taxes or something of that nature, because they love to raise money.
Right. and I think that there would be, if let's say we did happen to lose our impact fees and there was some sort of a fight at the state level, I think that anybody who would try to argue that we should not have impact fees would have a tough time with that, simply because we're charging them now. As a municipality, we're charging impact fees. So someone's going to go to court and say, well, 6 months ago you weren't allowed to charge them, and now we say you can't. So I find that hard to believe. And I can also tell you that almost all private acts are at least passed on vote at the state level. You can go back and look at the history going back at least 10 years at the state legislature. And for the most part, the state legislature is going to pass stuff that passes resolutions at the local level. They're going to do that because they want there to be local control.
Right. Absolutely. I think, Daniel, even though we officially closed the hearing at the beginning, because we didn't have any comments, since we're still chatting and we've got this meeting going, have any comments come through?
Yes, there's one comment. I just do want to point out that as a part of the procedure with the public hearing, typically you would provide the comments at the beginning, and then it's not really a question and answer session. It's more of the public provides comments, and then everyone gets a chance to share their comments. As a part of that as well, you would need to share your name and your address. So someone did ask a question in the comments, but because it's not part of the public hearing, I'll bring the question up. I want to respect anyone's privacy that's not voluntarily taking part in a public hearing.
Okay.
So the question, I'm not going to name the person, but the question just was, where was the notice of this meeting posted? I know we answered this earlier, but we can answer it again if that would be helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So we had this posted as required by law in the Williamson Herald, as well as the Tennessean for, I believe, 2 weeks prior. And I think Daniel, I don't know if it was also posted on our website, but I do know that it was in the circulating newspapers as required by law.
Right. Yeah. It was on the page. All of the required notices led to the website and the web page that contained all the information about how to submit comments and all of that as well. And yeah.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure that we still kind of check in if anybody does have a comment or a question that comes in, because even though we closed the hearing officially, since we're still chatting, we're open to any comments that anybody might have. So.
And this person did respond and said thank you for responding and answering that. So.
Oh, great. Okay. Very good.
Sure. I want to add too that with the difficult times we're in, I don't like that we have to do a public hearing this way over a Zoom call and over YouTube. I don't like that. I like meeting with folks in person, but I also get that we have to make accommodations for that. And we want to make accommodations for that. We still want to have a public hearing. We still want to follow the process as best we can. And this was the best solution we had.
Yeah. And actually, we just followed the example set by our town government and how they've held their BOMA meetings. So we thought that was probably the best way to handle that. So Rob, anything else on impact fees that you wanted to chat about?
I think I've covered all the bases. Just basically that at this point, there's not a certainty either way as to whether we're going to still have them or not. There's nothing, as you mentioned, Lisa, there's no precedent saying, yes, we're going to have them or no, we're not going to have them. I think that there is a lot of legal implications that would show that we would either keep them or we would not have a problem getting them back if we did lose them.
Correct. I would agree with that. The other thing, that I want to make sure is mentioned about these impact fees as well is that There's been discussion that says that, you know, we're losing 25% of our revenue if we lose these. Well, that's not entirely accurate. Impact fees don't cover recurring expenses. So it's not coming out of the general fund. We're going to lose these anyway. At some point, when the development is complete in Nolensville, and we don't really have a way to charge them because there's only so much land to be developed and so much, you know, area that that can be developed, and we need to have a plan in place for how do we take care of the infrastructure needs that will still exist even when these go away.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see the work that is already being done by Derek Adams with the MPO for some of the road work that could potentially be a partnership with the state, you know, the regional, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it's basically the MPO will cover certain areas of road because of the regional nature of how those roads are used, I believe. So, you know, that will help with some of those impact fees. And I think there are a lot of other things that can happen.
Great. Any other comments, Lisa or Daniel?
No comments from the public or anything like that we can share right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Great.
All right, well,
If it's okay, I think we'll wrap this up. We'll do this again next week. Like I said, for the most part, this is us having a public hearing, trying to cover all of our bases as best as we can. And if you want to have a comment, reach out to us. We go to our links on betternolensville.com. And if you haven't signed the petition, please sign it. And please sign
absolutely.
it.
We're really close to being finished with the signatures that we need. And you'll see us out about town over the next week or so, finishing up. So reach out to us and make it a little bit easier on us if you don't mind, and send your postcards in or stop by a signing station.
Yep. Thanks so much. Okay. Well, everyone have a good weekend and happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.